going down. Tired of myself, tired of this town.
Eminent Waste of Time, episode 63. I'm Doug.
And I'm Chad.
And we are joined in studio today by...
Barry Miller.
I like the way he said that. You gotta top that now.
Oh my goodness. Devin Smith.
Very good, very good.
You got kind of that radio voice going on there.
The golden voice.
It is
It could be, yeah. Remember that like 5 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
The guy with the golden voice?
Yes.
Absolutely.
He's a homeless guy.
Yeah. And that's what happens when you race, too. So
Become homeless.
It's like reverse.
It takes you to homeless. Now he's working at a radio station. That's what he does.
Legit work?
Actually, we've got a guy locally here that has
Yeah.
the golden voice, and he works at a Hardee's.
Yeah, not kidding.
Oh, yeah, he takes your order, and it's like, dude, could you voice over our show? Seriously?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Undiscovered talent. We've actually talked about if we do a real intro to this show at some point, we're just going to
If
have
we
him
ever
do
get
it.
good enough to have one.
Hire him.
We're going to hire a guy from Hardee's to do it. That lines up with the budget pretty close.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, thank you guys for making the trek out here. We're kind of dead center here, but you both had about an hour trip in, so appreciate you making the trek on a Sunday when you could be doing literally anything else.
Well, thanks for having us.
Oh, I'd just be sitting on the couch watching football.
That sounds good. Why aren't we doing that instead?
We're dedicated.
We are. To our massive fan base out there.
All four of them.
Actually, I lied. I'd be watching my Facebook, acting like I'm watching football.
We were joking about that the other day. We're all the whole group of us were at PRI. We'll get to that in a second. But we had, 12, 13 people go out for dinner afterwards.
Yeah.
And we're all sitting there in the race chat that we've set up there on Facebook Messenger.
Messaging
Talking to each other. We're all of a sudden everyone's phone blows up and we're looking and it's Steve at the end of the table said something. I'm like, we're all here, right? We could pretend to interact. We make fun of teenagers for doing it, but we all of a sudden realize we're no better.
It's funny you say that. I had a birthday party for my son last night, and literally they're sitting at the table with their phone, messaging each other, and I thought, boy, we just did that literally yesterday, like the day before, and here we are 3 times older than they are.
And now we can't say anything about it because they are just as bad.
I couldn't say anything. Yeah, I didn't tell them to put it away or anything.
Well, it was a pretty long table, though. I couldn't hear all the way from one end, and Steve was at the other, so I had to just text him.
That's true.
It was easier. Plus, sending the funny pictures.
Yeah.
Cat memes had to be sent by Steve. That's how it works.
Sorry, impromptu level adjustment.
You're good.
So, PRI.
PRI.
We came, we saw.
We made it home.
We left.
We
Got stickers.
We walked 5 miles.
Walked 5 miles. Yeah, everybody. Like you and I, we didn't see each other. I mean, we kept kind of crossing each other's paths and walked the exact same amount. So
We did. It was a lot of walking. That's for sure. I don't know how accurate the tracker is on my iPhone, but I had it in my pocket, and I think it was close to 12,000 steps and close to 5 miles, which is
Oh, my goodness.
like 4.8 more miles than I normally walk in a day, right?
How many miles is it for me to get to my truck in the morning from my house and then into my desk? That's as far as I go.
Well, I got a
0.1.
hoverboard, so I don't really do that.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just kidding. But it was a lot of walking. But
I wondered how far it was. I know Ryan's tracker didn't work, or he couldn't figure out how to work it.
yeah,
One or the other.
It didn't matter. At that point, I was sore.
well, it was good to see that there was more side-by-side stuff. There's more UTV, a little more off-road. Every year it seems like there's more stuff creeping in. And
Yeah.
in fact, CNR was there, who's done some radiator work for some of the local racers.
Yeah.
And
They did Cheney's and
they're doing some stuff for Rowell, I think.
some Rowell. Yeah, there's a few local guys that they're doing some work for. Mm-hmm. And they're actively looking to expand their side-by-side, like the whole thing, not just radiators, but intercoolers, oil coolers, everything basically that is hot and needs to cool down. They do that.
Yeah, because they're doing it now for NASCAR, IndyCar. I mean, they're doing it for big-time racing, but they're desperately looking to get into the UTV market for some reason.
Yep.
The 3 people that want... No, I'm just kidding. There's actually a lot of demand for that.
Yeah. Aftermarket radiators, if you're going to race, you guys, well, you both have them up and behind, don't you?
we do. Yep, it'd be something that's on on my list for sure. I mean, they get dinged up. You try to protect them as much as possible, but you're always going to get those little rocks and Maybe a guy that runs up front a little more than others doesn't get a dinged up radiator.
Out in the clean air, doesn't have to worry about that.
Mine's still dinged up.
Eating a lot of roost there, Mr. Smith, that I do. Radiator takes some abuse.
Yeah.
Steve was saying at one point, we had some video where we got roosted pretty bad. It was the race I was with him.
Yeah.
It actually went through us between our head, a decent sized rock, and lodged in his radiator. It dented his radiator. Luckily, missed both of us, but
yeah.
Oh, it can happen. Even if you put them in the back, it just protects them a little bit more in hopes of keeping them clean.
You really keep the mud out of them more, where you're not just nose diving into mud and plugging them up. But
I've had to learn the hard way. Keeping it up front, it doesn't work.
Yeah, no. Sounds like a good idea for about the first half a lap.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the RS1, they're moving them back there straight from the factory.
Yeah.
And they call them a purpose-built race machine is kind of the way Polaris even advertises them. So,
well, same thing with the new YXZ. They took out basically what little of the bed was left and put the radiator back there. So,
isn't CNR making radiators for other radiator companies?
yes, they do.
yes, they are.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We won't list them just to not out them.
Yep.
But
That's what I thought.
But they're a local company right here, just north of us in Indianapolis. So, kind of right now, Indiana in a lot of ways is kind of a center for off-road racing. I mean, we've got three
So many
series, and there's
series.
actually another series that just popped up. We may get into that as well. But there's so much going on right now.
Oh,
It's
you
good
guys
to have a
talking
local
about
company.
the Mexican series that popped up?
Oh, yeah.
well, there's that one. We're talking about the other one.
So they're running a series that gives you the runs.
Sponsored by Taco Bell.
Well done.
Heck yeah.
That's why I get paid the big bucks for this
right.
show.
Yo, Kato Taco Bell.
But it was good to see them there, and they had a front and center booth, and they actually had Cheney's machine in there.
Yep.
Because they're also making intercoolers. In fact, Cheney's running one of their intercoolers there that a little bigger than stock, but the main difference is it's almost twice as thick. So getting a lot more cooling off of that, and if you're getting cooler air in, you're making more horsepower, plain and simple. And it's you look at their stuff, it's just really, really heavy, really well made, beautiful TIG welding. I mean, definitely a quality product, and it's good to have them right here next to us.
Yep. I was talking to them for a little bit. They want to get us up there to see their factory and walk us through. And
You and me?
us, yeah.
Wow. Why is that? They lose a bet? So we can pay them off?
Maybe.
Make them feel special. Tell them you want them to see at the factory.
Give them the wrong address. Watch them go across the street and try and get in.
Abandoned warehouse. That sounds
Yeah.
about right. So there was some local stuff there, but of course you had the kind of just smattering of absolutely everything involved in the not off-road racing industry exclusively. I mean, most of the show is still drag racing and high performance.
Dirt tracks.
I've never seen so many coated pistons in my life. I mean, just booth after booth after booth of coated pistons. And I started to wonder, how do you really make the claim that yours is the best? I mean, there's a sea of these really high quality internal parts, whether they're crankshafts or camshafts or whatever. And how do you convince somebody that yours is really the best when they're all pretty much the same thing? They're all
Because
high
you chromed
polished.
yours when it's sitting on the table there and it's the shiniest.
Well,
Exactly.
I have a theory on that, and that is they're probably all the same, but if you got these, I mean, and we have great sponsors, and these sponsors say, here, try our water, and you drink our water, and someone sees that out at the track, then they might go, well, that's the piston or the water that I have to have, because I see it at the track, and that might make the difference, right? So,
But if they're seeing your pistons out at the track, you got bigger problems. You may not want those.
well, yeah, exactly. Well, you got that, but
Especially if you have windows.
So, but that's a good point. That would be.
But no, I get what you're saying. They see your advertisement on the side of your
sure.
buggy saying, I have so-and-so's piston in it, and
Right.
you're winning races. I mean, that's all what sponsorship and everything's all about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the two-way street part of it. You're lending your credibility as a high-profile racer to the parts that they're, setting you up with. And yeah, it was just kind of interesting to me as I'm looking. The market just seems like every year it's more and more crowded with not bad quality parts. I'm not saying they're junking up the industry, just a lot of the same stuff. And if
Right.
you're just kind of getting into it,
Who do you pick?
Just, flip a bunch of quarters and, okay, I'm going with this guy.
Right.
There's names that are known for them. I mean,
yeah.
Depending on what we're talking about, pistons or whatever, rod ends and...
Did you get over? I don't think you got over and saw Edelbrock's booth. They must have had 50 or 60 cylinder heads there. I mean, all up, like standing up vertically like this, and they were on spinners where you could spin
Yeah.
around and look at them. But I mean, they just had a sea of cylinder heads there. It was amazing.
Yeah, there was lots of cool stuff.
Yeah. The machines that make them even.
Yeah.
You could buy one and start making your own pistons if you want.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't remember who was there, but they had a milling machine there, and they actually had it milling an engine block. It was a big enough machine to do an entire engine block, and it was doing it during the show.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I don't remember which brand that one was, but pretty much all of them were represented there. All the big names. Those are about $1 million a piece.
Yeah.
The place I used to work,
Why
we had
don't, why
them.
don't we have one?
I'm waiting on you to get it ordered in.
I've got $10 on it. That's my down payment.
Yeah. Just got to start making engines. I hope we don't need that many engines. To where $1 million piece of equipment is a good investment all of a sudden.
Right.
It's kind of interesting to see too. Now they've been there a few years that a lot of the booths they're in the exact same spots. Like they have
noticed that.
They have their corner staked out.
Yeah.
Like Fleece Performance was in the exact same spot.
Yeah.
Miller
and Lincoln, the welding companies,
they
they're
were in
both
the exact same spots. And
Dynajet was too.
Yeah.
Smart play though. I mean, when people walk in, they may not know where all these smaller companies that are moving around, but like, oh yeah, Dynajet's over there. We got to go see them.
Yeah.
And I didn't know Kaiser. We went over and looked at Kaiser, but I don't remember seeing them there last year. And they're a kind of a multi-wheel company. They do drag racing, side by sides, anything, off road, street.
Yeah, they do a little bit of everything, like you said. I didn't think I saw them there last year either, but
I don't remember seeing them, no. I'll put it that way.
we were kind of looking for a few specific things that we didn't have a lot of luck on, but
Yeah. No.
such
It
is
is what
life.
it
It
is.
was still fun.
Can't find everything at one place. I mean,
Yeah.
But last year when you and I went, we just kind of kicked this whole thing off. We'd been racing, a little bit at that point, but
we've been crashing stuff.
we've been crashing stuff at that point. But you and I just went through the show by ourselves, and this year is like we were constantly stopping and talking to people, and it was kind of nice to.
It was nice to meet up with everybody.
It was. Almost felt like one of the gang.
We did get to sit in. I know you guys weren't in on it, but the Midwest, or not Midwest, the
Wow, they've really grown.
No,
it's a
the
side-by-side sports.
Yeah.
And Monster Energy is the big backer for this.
Yeah.
But
they're the ones doing that chase the triple.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah,
which is 4 races, just to make it really confusing.
Is it 4?
yes,
It's-
chase the triple, but it's 4 races.
Where's the 4th?
It's at there's a
It's
double
on a
header.
Sunday.
Oh.
It's at the.
Like they do
Texas.
It's in Texas. It's that track they run that's half asphalt, half dirt,
okay.
and they're running a double header there. So there's 4. So there's 4 total races. You can still get your champ in your class if you run 3 of the 4.
Oh.
But if you want there's a actual
What they call it?
$20,000 bonus.
King of the Elements.
King of the Elements. You run all 4 races and you win all 4. It's a $20,000 bonus.
Bonus. Ooh.
Nice.
So the potential is
I
there
think
to
the
make
total potential there was if you
30
won,
grand?
it was 40 or 45.
something. Yeah.
If you won all races and got the
4.
King of the Elements when you ran all 4,
Oh yeah.
40.
Yeah. Total.
Okay.
Yeah.
40 or 45, whatever it was.
It was.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, because I think each race, it's either 3 or 5 grand to win.
It was,
Yeah,
it was
they
5 to
raised
grand. Yeah.
5.
5 to win.
5 for the Pro Open or whatever they call
Yeah.
it, the top tier.
Even the youth one paid out pretty well. I think it was $1,500
Yeah,
for the youth. The guy
to
they're
win.
running the little 170s, and it was like $1,500.
Might
I
need
might have
to
to
be,
shave.
might build a 170.
I could probably win that one. I'd lean over to Chad. I'm like, I found my circuit.
I thought I was gonna get kicked
Still
out of
get
there.
beat.
I really thought I was gonna get kicked out because I was just making snarky comments the whole time.
There'd be a kid there like Gregory or Mapes or somebody that
Shoved
would just wax my butt.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Who was it? I keep wanting to say it's the Baldwins. It wasn't the Baldwins. It was
Alec Baldwin?
no the guys who are the heads of it.
Greaves.
Greaves.
Johnny and CJ were
Yeah,
there.
I don't know why. Anyway, he's Toyota
I'm just picturing
guy.
Stephen Baldwin driving a side by side.
No,
That's hilarious.
he's there and he's a Toyota guy and he's got the Toyota.
TRD.
Yeah, and I lean over to Steve and Doug and I go, he's got turd on his jacket.
I lean over and I'm like, I can't wait for them to release the Toyota Ultimate Racing Division.
And I was just making comments like that. I think they were giving me dirty looks, but whatever. I was bored. I was making myself entertained.
There you go.
People were interested. There's about a 15-minute discussion about tire studs for the ice race.
Yeah.
Well, what about these? I'm like, read the rules. They keep saying, just check the rules that's in there.
The problem with what they did with the rules was they listed a specific brand of tire studs for the ice.
Right, I've seen that.
And everybody was like, well, can we use ones that are similar that are not that brand? Because they didn't say you could or couldn't. They just said you need to use studs, these studs. And they were like, well, you can use any studs, but these are the ones we suggest you use because they're a series sponsor.
Gotcha.
That never comes into play.
No.
No.
It sounds like it's going to be neat. You better be a high dollar racer. I'll put it that way.
Oh, yeah.
That's the problem is you're racing on ice and then you're racing basically a dirt asphalt combo that's more akin to short course, and then you're racing cross country.
But it's not a cross country as we know cross country. No. It's like
a GNCC style at the...
Oh, it's wider than that.
I'm sure.
They said you take a truck through it, not joking at all.
I believe it.
But you effectively have to have different machine setups. I mean, you can't just take an XC racer and go out there on the ice and be really successful.
Yeah.
You know,
you'll do okay. But just okay.
Right. So you're going to have some money behind you, and you know, either two vehicles that are set up differently, because the ice racer would work pretty well for the short course, but not really for the XC. Or you got to have the ability to take your machine apart and kind of reconfigure. So it's going to be a thing.
Different tires, wheels, I mean, suspension, you name it.
Yeah.
It's out of my league.
Well, they said for the XC style race, they're going to put some obstacles in and stuff like that to where a low riding car like the ice setup will not make it over it.
You're just going to leave
change it up a little bit.
18-inch diameter trees laying across the track.
Right.
It's fine. Hit him hard enough.
Go for it.
But it was kind of interesting to see. Like, I was really excited about it, and then I started thinking about those kind of things, and at the end we started all talking about the same thing. Everybody that was in there with us saw the exact same problem. You got to have money to do this.
It's
got to take money to make money type of thing.
Yeah, it's one of those, if you're just going to run those 4 races, I would bet for those 4 races you'll spend $20,000, as much as you would in a regular season, a full season of multiple series.
Dedicate yourself just to them 4 races.
Yeah.
Somebody
and you better win.
Yeah.
But
you're
going to have to build it to try to go after, the victory in all 4 races to get that $40,000 bonus.
And I don't know what the registration fees are on it. I wanted to ask, but I was like, it doesn't really matter.
I'm guessing it's not $70.
No.
I'm just guessing.
For some reason, I thought I seen somewhere like around $300.
That's not bad.
That's actually
like,
not bad.
I think
that's like Heartland kind of money.
I think. I'm probably wrong. I'm always wrong on stuff like that.
It might have been extra zero in the end. But
it might have been.
Yeah. But no, 300 is not bad given the payout.
Pay 3, win 3. That makes sense.
Hey, there you go.
Well, get your money back.
Right?
If you break even racing, you technically came out ahead.
That's how I see it. Yeah.
But there's a lot of big names in that room, and they were all, it sounds like there's at least 15 or 20 guys that are going to be running against it.
I think the real value, again, people who are in the know understand it's going to be expensive to run, and it may not be prohibitive for some. Some may say, you know what, forget it. I'm going to go all out and try and win this thing and recoup the money, or I'm just going to do it to say I did it.
Right.
But I think where maybe some of the advantage is people who are just getting into UTV racing, and they're seeing their local series that, okay, I win, I get $300, and I spent $1,500 to be here this weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
They may look at that and go, well, if there's that kind of payout, if there's that kind of availability in racing, maybe I will get into this. So it might be a good kind of carrot to get people who are on the fence into the sport.
Right.
I mean, it'll be too late once they figure out they're in over their head.
Yeah.
No, that's what I see is it's a big, huge billboard for what we do and for a sport we love. So I don't want to sound like I'm knocking it. That's not the intention at all. But
it's just out of my league.
Yeah. I think it's out of the reach of a lot of the guys.
I think when it got announced, a lot of us racers probably checked it out. We waited to see the rules, and we wanted to see what it was about. And you look at it, and we're XC racers, and our cars are set up a certain way, and then you look at their rules, and they're set up a little different, kind of like Lucas, I think, series, and then that would require guys that are like us, or our cars are set up for XC, to pretty much just take all this off, set it to the side, and totally redo, what we have going. And for me personally, that's what I mean. I'd love to go watch probably, but I'm not going to shake my stuff down for that. I mean, it's one of those things where it'd be cool to do it once maybe, but
right, especially the ice race.
That would be something.
Well, there is the Iceman 500 that's up there that several people have talked about running. It's in Wisconsin. Yeah.
And that's not a Lucas Oil style event. You don't have to have the cage with the certain diameter bars and all that. The tech is a little more lenient.
Right.
But they race quite a long ways, right? Like 300-400 miles?
Oh, no, it's not that far.
It's not?
They run, I think they run an hour, like, there's a heat race in there, but the track is like 7 or 8 miles.
Oh,
but I mean, it's on ice, so you're running higher speeds.
Right.
So, but they run heat races that way.
Yeah.
So everyone can come in, warm up, and stuff like that.
Might as well add it to the list. I mean, we did run in a blizzard this year, so it can't be any different, right?
Now, what I do like about the Chasing the Triple is they're going to do free, like no subscription, no nothing, television coverage of all of it. I don't know. It's not like on TV, but over the internet. So, but they're going to live stream it, and
that is neat.
They're going to have. I think they're saying they're going to have drones up in the air to catch some of it, and cameras around the track to show it. So it's going to be highly publicized anyway.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to have free photography.
There's another series doing that. Can you take pictures for them?
Yeah, where's my phone?
Devin busts out the Instamatic camera from the 80s.
Polaroid, just shake it.
Wave it in the air.
Pictures while you wait.
That would be hilarious to see somebody show up with like a bag full of those disposable cardboard cameras.
And just throw them to people.
Like at a wedding, just throw here. Take pictures for me.
Right.
Turn those in when you leave, please. But no, I thought it's a neat series. I like what they're doing. It's not really going to be feasible for the normal guy to go out there and run it. You better have some backing.
Sure.
But it's neat. I'll watch it.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even try and get to one.
Yeah, same here.
One in Minnesota. Where is it? The ice race?
It's in Minnesota.
It's in Minnesota
and
Texas,
then Texas.
and then Tennessee is the last one? Or
No, that's AXCC.
Oh, that's AXCC.
Where's the last one?
It's in a place.
Arkansas? No?
I don't know. I don't remember where the last one.
Look at we're prepared like normal.
Oh, it's up by Chicago. There's a track up by Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
That's the dirt and asphalt one.
Yep.
Is by Chicago.
That was not too far away then.
No.
Yeah. Definitely going to go at least watch that one. We're probably going to be, we're going to try and follow the AXCC series pretty closely, so we're going to be going down to Texas.
It sounds like we're going to be.
I don't know if we're going to make a second trip for this side-by-side sports one. I don't know that I've got 2 trips to Texas in me, but we'll see.
Yeah.
In 1 year.
It starts getting really spendy at that point.
Sure.
Especially when you're...
They may be on the same weekend.
Really?
I think so.
If that's the case, I'd try and hustle over there and see it.
I'm probably wrong again, like always.
Well, the one in Texas is
actually
that's the March 2nd or whatever.
First weekend in March.
Yeah, so that's
for AXCC.
Yeah, that's not going to be the same weekend.
No, because
then I must be thinking of the Iceman, or there's another big race that's the same weekend as the first AXCC.
That's this Chasing the Triple. Their first one is beginning of March in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's probably the 2 that are on the same weekend.
Yeah.
Different ends of the country, though.
Okay.
You can fly between them.
I was going to say, when you got Devin Smith kind of money, you can.
The SBR Jet's waiting, sir.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, we were talking about that because I think Cheney was going up north to the side-by-side sports, and somebody brought it up about taking his car to Texas, and he'd fly down, and that's all I heard about it. But yeah, it makes sense now. They're totally 2 different regions.
Yeah, 2 different ends of the country.
I don't know about you, but the first week of March, I'd rather be in Texas than in Minnesota.
I don't know. They get some ice storms down there that time of year because it's in the northern part of the state.
I know, but what's the chances?
True.
Yeah,
you're pretty much guaranteed terrible weather in Minnesota.
Yeah.
But
it's probably just snow and cold.
Yeah.
You could have
that could be July
tornado or ice or maybe even a hurricane. I don't know.
Ice nados.
That'd be terrifying, throwing like shards of razor sharp ice at you.
That's great.
Well, speaking of the 2019 season, we're kind of talking about some of the stuff that's out there. What's what's going on? I know you guys already are well into the planning phase.
You're both looking at it like,
I've got
it all
a sheet at home. It's all planned out and everything. Yeah,
perfect.
I can't
Excel
even
spreadsheet.
yeah. I can't even tell you what day I'm taking the smashed frame down there.
I was waiting for that. That's why I was like
partially smashed.
Redecorated frame.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah.
It's not completely smashed. Just round bits are flatter than they once were.
No,
it's used.
There's a tube that's got a flat spot in it that I wish it was a different tube. Let's put it that way.
A tube?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just cut that bit out and weld the new bit in. And
it's the one that holds the trailing arms on.
you don't need that one.
No, not important.
Don't they got like an air system that they just sit there, and hold themselves up?
Yeah.
That I could put in?
Should.
They're magnets.
Yeah.
Just strong magnets.
Well, speaking of air, couldn't you just take that tube and weld it up at both ends and put a bung on it? Just put air into it and it pops back out?
Like an airbag.
Yeah.
Just put an airbag. There you go.
Problem solved.
See, now we're planning right here.
Done.
Done.
I think you should race against Devin this year. What am I doing?
You got your planned out. Your year, don't you?
Mine's planned out. Yeah,
Burying
we
a razor.
added a no. It's not bury not in a razor. Yeah, we added another car to the list.
Which is burying a razor.
Burying an RS1.
Yeah.
I'm still not saying the razor.
They still got RZR on it somewhere, maybe?
No, I don't think
does
so.
not.
They just say RS1.
Trust me,
I've already cut all those graphics
You already peeled
off.
that sticker
Oh
off.
yeah. So first thing I did was grab the heat gun and took those decals off.
Oh, man.
So yeah, trying to get a car done over the winter. One car's bad enough. Luckily, this car's pretty much set up, ready to go already. I've got a few little things I got to do to it, so I'm, still focusing on the X3 and getting it tore down and oh yeah.
Shameless product shot here.
So bringing some door panels in for Doug and Chad.
Somebody would say my face looks way better like this.
It does. The best you've ever looked.
So
I didn't know you ran cardboard doors.
That's how I shave weight.
Weight savings.
You just got to watch out for the Rangers.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for
Not very sturdy on the doors.
Or the generals, you mean?
Or the generals.
Yeah,
Yeah,
generals.
that's it. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But
You don't want to run that if you're banning, that's for sure.
so we've got the wrap off of it to see what kind of damage was behind the stickers on the body, and it's amazing how Race Face, they wrapped the machine, did a really good job, used a really strong material, and when I'm starting to peel the sticker off and there's pieces of plastic that come with it, and I'm like, what in the world is going on here?
Should have left that on.
Yeah, so
Just put my new one right over top.
exactly, but all in all, the car got beat up, but I think it's been said multiple times already on your guys' podcast that this car that Can-Am made's awesome. It takes a beating. Mm-hmm. Do I drive it as hard as some of these other guys? No, I don't drive mine as near as hard. But you give it a once over, and the wear items wear out, and that's it's what you're going to have exactly. So kind of going through, just checking everything in an in-depth fashion. More than we would. We raced almost every weekend over the year. If there was a place to race and we were sitting at home, then we were gone. We were at that race. So the idea here is I think the single seater stuff with the RS1 is starting to become a very popular thing.
For sure.
There are other guys that got them, and I think that class is going to grow, and it looked like fun. So I thought, hey, why not try to take some of the wear and tear off the X3, maybe just try to focus on a couple different things on the X3, try to do more short course racing with it. And, I don't know, maybe the RS1 might be a better short course car too. We'll just have to wait and see, right? It's been too cold to even drive it. It's been sitting in the garage. It's tore down already. And so I think I'm going to race it at IXCR, which will be the first race I'll do in 19, and we'll see how good it does with 0 time in the seat. So it'll be experiment. So I might just hang back.
You're going about this all wrong. You need to keep both cars out there full time, get the BMR name out there, and if you happen to need a second driver.
there is a long list already. There is, but No, my toy hauler only holds one car, so.
Oh, I'll come get it. Don't worry about it.
He's got to have at least the X3 still going. Chelsea's going to get mad at him if she don't get to ride. So
maybe that's why I got the RS1.
Well, I'm not going to comment on that, but
he got tired of hearing the "dang it, Barry."
yeah.
Now come on, nobody could hear anything in Barry's car.
That's a good point.
That's true.
No, we're taking care of that. So
you got a muffler?
No,
Did you get you one for Christmas?
I got a hold of Spangler. And he hooked me up with a pretty good deal. He's a rugged dealer.
Oh, yeah.
And, he got me a pretty good deal. So I got intercom in the X3 now.
Noise canceling.
So, yeah.
So the hilarious thing is you didn't make the loud machine quieter. You just put speakers right up next to your head.
Oh, exactly. Okay, we got to make it loud, yeah.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
Now,
if I can't hear it, it's not an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be nice to do that and to hear what's going on. Yeah. I always seem to hear Chelsea, but sometimes I can't hear you guys, so I guess you're not screaming loud enough.
I think there was an Aaron Tippin song about that, wasn't there? Nothing wrong with the radio.
Yeah. I know.
So you said you're going to run IXCR. Is that kind of your main focus, your series?
So I'll run IXCR. I'm going to run, MWXC. I'm going to run Crossroads. I mean, like I said, if there's a race open on a weekend and I'm not doing anything, then we're going to try to be there. The more I race, the better I think or hope I'm getting. So,
better I think I am.
Well, yeah, exactly. The more experience I can gain, to try to run up front with these guys.
Oh, you do.
But
are you kidding?
He's just behind you, waiting to strike.
Yep.
Like Raul said last week, you just stay behind him and push him. All of a sudden they screw up. You go by, you wave.
Very rarely do you see this guy screw up, though. I've been behind him plenty of times.
I've watched in the mirror and I've yelled at my co-pilot, "Who's behind me? Barry's still back there? Really? Barry's still back here?" See, I told you. No, Barry's fast.
I'm going to have to use a gas pedal now.
Yeah.
So I was kind of sad there at the, the Paragon race where we had the real bad winds.
Yeah.
And you were out front. And then when you, your power steering, was it, that went out? And I seen you pull over. I thought, here we go, Barry. Barry's in the back now.
That's because he was ramming stuff with his machine.
Well, Barry got the car restarted, which that's something we're doing too. We won't have that problem where you have to stop, turn the car off, turn it back on.
You putting a reset switch in?
Yeah, it has a reset switch now. And so
it's the best thing to do.
Absolutely. Yeah, because it just killed me going from first to last basically right there. Yeah. And
you may slow down for a minute, but you can stay on the track and keep your position more likely.
Yeah.
And then you're good. I mean, you don't ever actually have to come to a full stop and let people go around you.
Yeah, I mean, I needed to do good in that race too to get the championship at Midwest. So, I already had it in my head that I was going to run hard, and then when that happened, it was like, man, now I've got to
punch in the gut.
Yeah, now I've got to
hang back,
pull this out of my, hind end. I didn't say that, Steve.
but really, no.
But it all, at the end of the day, it all worked out, and we were able to work hard to get back in it. But yeah, so we're going to race just
much as you can,
much as I can. I mean, I think that it keeps me busy. We plan on it being gone every weekend for doing that. And, I think Crossroads is going to run on a Sunday. So there might be some Saturday, Sunday duties.
You going to wash it in between this time instead?
No.
That's faster.
No way. Yeah, that holds stuff together. Maybe I should probably check the car out before I go to the start line before
sway bars maybe disconnected.
Exactly.
Again,
minor details.
Yep, I need it to handle a little better than that. So
he didn't look real fast out there in that last crossroads.
No, and I was mad too. If I had an in-car camera, that would have been hilarious though. I'm not beating my steering wheel off my dash like that for a long time. I was just so mad.
And the same thing with the sway bar happened to you out there at Crazy Man's.
Oh, yeah.
Where that, disconnected. Because every time you come by, I'm like, he's not gaining any ground. And it looks like he's having trouble just, that'll do it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, and I hopefully, and getting Gary to do the shocks this time will help if something like that happens. I know he sets his stuff up where I think he tells you to take the front sway bar off.
Yeah, he does.
And, but it's crazy how much that was the first time at that Crossroads race that the back one had broke like that. Mm-hmm. It was last time it was the front.
Yeah.
And it wasn't near as bad. It still affected the handling, but this back, that wet race.
It just lets it heave around and doesn't sit down and come around like it should.
I could not turn left at all.
Feels like it's just going to roll over on its side.
Yeah.
I'm right there kissing the ground the whole time.
I mean,
I'm being in a razor.
Yeah.
Ooh. Sponsored by Polaris.
Well, we got a picture of Devin, and maybe it's up on 2 wheels. And
yeah, that's my fear too. Switching over to this RS1 this first race is I'm going to go in that first corner just thinking I'm still in the X3, and just
chuck it in the corner. Nice and
go.
hard.
Yeah, you guys will have to roll me back over.
And also remember, you're sitting in the middle. I mean, you're in a slightly different position, but you can see both front wheels.
Yeah.
That's the beauty.
Just don't forget to look at both, not just one.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because Hunter Maddox, he's rode with me for a lot, a long time, and he always tells people, he's like, if they ever made a single seater, Barry would be good at this because he drives that 2-seater like he's sitting right in the middle of that thing. He goes, because he always runs everything on my side. He gets all animated about it.
Yep.
But it is cool. You can see both tires, and that's awesome, I think. And that's the extent of me driving it, was just to drive it up on the trailer, and I was like, hey, this is nice.
I can see.
Yeah.
Well, and Plank just bought one too. Literally yesterday, brought it home, brand new off the showroom floor. So a lot of guys making moves. I mean, Plank had to. He'd run that 800 completely to
into
death.
a 400.
Into a 400.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's a better driver than the machine he was running.
Right.
I mean, he was at the ragged edge. I mean, to the point where I could almost just see him holding it to the floor with one hand on the wheel, just like, come on,
Yeah.
So he was due for an upgrade, and I think that's a good one for him.
All these guys getting RS1s. I told Raul when we were eating dinner, I said, it's just going to be me and him running in the pro class.
Up front?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have to stop and watch everybody. Hey, look at these guys.
I'll be waiting on the horns.
Well, there'd been some rumors, and I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Is it still going to be SBR next year, or?
Well, yeah, it just depends on my boys, really. I mean, because they make the team.
Yeah.
So, it's still SBR.
I don't know if there's going to be a name change. Or...
No. I mean, if anything, it's just my name. Nothing major. Still the same thing.
So you're going to run IXCR and fill it.
Is that going to be your primary, or?
Right now, I'm wanting to run at AXCC. It just depends on what happens.
I think you got the Pro Turbo row with your name on it. Based on your Heartland finish, you can probably be in there if you want to. That's your own choice.
Yeah, but he still, he wants to have everybody legit, do it the legit way to get in. I know he invited.
Is that hand-to-hand combat, or what's that?
Well, I don't know.
More.
Jousting from the side-by-sides.
I'm too old for that, but anyways. No, I don't know what's going to happen because he picked the top 10 guys out of the GNCC, which doesn't make sense to me. But, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I hope I can get in there with the background I've,
I would think so.
Got now. So I've worked my butt off for it anyways.
Yeah.
I want to do that series. I'll do some IXCR, Midwest, whatever. I just want to play around. Beginning of last year, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to fill that car out. Play around, do good in it.
How many races did you run total?
23 at least.
That
23.
is a full schedule.
Yeah. At least, and four different series, including Heartland Challenge. So
that's a busy year, buddy.
Yeah.
How many miles do you put on it?
I really don't have very many miles.
You and I know, but those are race miles. I mean,
well,
it's like dog years.
I've got probably around 900 or 950, but there's about 150 trail miles.
Oh, wow. That thing just...
you got to think 25, 30 miles every race. So
yeah.
But that, no big plans. Of course, money's always a factor. I got to make sure the money's there first.
Costs money to go race. We all know it.
Yeah.
And I'm always last minute on stuff. That's why I hang out with Last Minute Motorsports.
So if you are listening to this show and you're looking for a racer to sponsor...
Yes, sir.
This guy. Or this guy.
Top-notch guy. Either one of these guys.
Barry will take it.
Yeah, both of these guys, top of the field. And doesn't matter how much money you're getting in, you can always use more because it's racing.
Right.
Yeah. It'll just help that much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been trying. I've been sending resumes out, and I did get Ultimax jumped on board with me. He's helping out this year.
You're getting belts?
Belts, yep.
And I'm going to Ultimax is sponsoring me too, so it's awesome to try their belts, and I think it'll be
good.
A good
It'll be a good
company.
thing.
Absolutely.
I think I'm getting a BMR sticker too on the car. Maybe.
Well, that's
going to slow him
15
down.
horsepower right there,
Slows
buddy.
him down. You know how much weight that is? A bunch of dead weight.
This is made of lead. it's full door panel size.
They're going to start putting
Well, if you
2x4s under my pedal.
Exactly, yeah.
We can get you guys some Eminent Performance stuff to put on the car. I can't really offer you anything in terms of money, but, you know.
I'd be more than happy to put that on the car.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exposure to our dozens of people.
Not many, but they're there.
Actually, it's growing. It's been... Who knew?
So, question is, are you getting yours out to race this year?
I will probably
coming year.
I will probably run it in some. I'm gonna have to get a different set of wheels because the wheels I stuck on it, while they are beadlocks, I am 70 inches wide right now, and that's
that's too wide.
Too wide to be running out there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to get something.
You'll trim that down first race.
Both fronts gone.
It'd be like Chad's been through here, see the trees down, on both sides, all the way down the path.
Bark off everything. I have to get a different set of wheels. I don't plan on running a full season. Really, like Doug and I, and we'd all talked about before, we have to get media coverage and stuff like that. That's really what we do.
Right.
I can't do that while I'm in the car. I can get GoPro footage of what I'm doing, but...
And that's one thing. As much as I love co-driving, I'm pretty much going to back off of that this next season because we really want to focus on making sure
when I'm not racing, I'm riding with someone.
That's right.
I'm trying to focus on getting coverage because we've got a lot of people who have actually been interested in doing. We mentioned video resumes a couple shows ago. We've done one for Steve, but we got a lot of people who are interested, and I want to make sure we're getting solid footage and kind of concentrating on what's been working for us with EP. So I'm going to have to probably retire my helmet for the season and make sure I'm out in the trenches getting footage, but I enjoy that too because I get to see more of the race. I get to see how different racers I know are doing, get to see different angles and stuff, and it's not quite the same as the thrill of being in the seat, but it's fun. It's still a lot of fun out there, so that's my focus.
He could be like the weatherman, where he sent him off to check out what's going on.
Live on location.
Oh, wow, there's a tree there. Watch out.
What's that, Doug? What's that?
Things are really getting nasty out here.
Hello? I guess we've lost it.
That SOB,
hit that
he
tree.
ran into my door.
Well, it appears we've killed Chad Shoemaker. Anyways.
That's about how to go. But no, I'll run some. I'll spatter some races in there. Like I said, I got to get some wheels. I'm going to have to be able to swap the machine over. But
I think a lot of the AXCC stuff would work out pretty well because certain tracks, just based on where they are, they're going to be cross country. But again, not like the cross country we run here. It'd be wider, more open. Like Heartland Challenge wouldn't have been a huge deal.
Yeah, I could have run that.
Even at close to 70 inches wide, you could have gotten through that.
There's a couple tight spots, but nothing bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that with AXCC, I've already got at least one person, maybe two, that have said, can you co-drive for some of that, especially the far away ones, because I don't mind going instead of them dragging like a girlfriend or somebody else with them. Their normal co-driver wouldn't make it. So I think I'm just going to, dot in with MWXC and maybe Crossroads or whatever, just fill some weekend space.
What I've actually determined is that for a lot of you who probably know this already, but my primary instrument I play is bass guitar. Being a co-driver is a lot like being a bassist. Everybody wants one, but nobody wants to pay one. They're always in demand, but there's no money in it.
It just made me think of the movie Airheads.
That's good.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I will probably need some co-pilots if we come and do a couple of them AXCC races.
Because it's a lot to get somebody else to take off and go with you.
Right, and my normal co-pilot, she's got her life and, kids and everything else, so there'll be times where...
She can put that all on hold and race.
Well, I know.
She's already marked.
Have you cleaned the seat up? That's all.
She's already marked her territory. It's good. It's there.
What was the joke? A bashed frame, a stained seat?
No, a bashed frame, a loosen up behind the steering wheel, and a urine-soaked passenger seat.
I will concur on the stained seat. But everything else is just fake news.
Fake news, folks. Fake news. Well, like I said, there may be a couple where I'm able to jump in and co-drive, but I'm really going to try and focus. I want to make this a really solid year for EP in terms of just having good videos out there and really keeping people in the UTV community, just kind of bringing them racing, bringing them from all over the place. I mean, we do a lot of local coverage, but this year we're going to be in a lot of different states covering a lot of different stuff. So I don't want to pass up on those opportunities.
And it takes time to do that. I mean, you guys see it, but
absolutely. Yeah, we know how much you guys work hard to do all this stuff. I mean, shoot, on Tuesday morning, as soon as that podcast is released, I mean, it's amazing now how fast it is shared. You know, it seems like not even, you know, it's outside of the country too now, right? And I see, like, you know, I'm friends with such and such person who races side by sides in Australia, and he's shared your podcast, and it's just like, cool. Yeah, that's awesome, you know.
Cool.
And
we really feel blessed.
They're not saying or sharing it because they like it. They're like, look at these crazy guys over there.
This is why I don't live in the U.S.
Yes, they're making fun of us or something. But hey, at least it's getting some views, right?
Yep, it is.
That's all I care about. See that ticker going up.
Hey, that's right. Yeah,
we're having fun with it. Yeah. That's for sure. In fact, I finally got off my butt and got the Southern Mud Riders video done, put that out, and
that made it out last Friday.
And that was a really neat event to go to, just because it's not a race at all. It's just fun. It's just people hanging out.
Yeah.
And
Doug said they ride for 5 minutes to get to the mud hole and sit there for an hour or something.
Yeah, it's called a 5:30 club.
Yeah, exactly. So you'd ride for 5 minutes. Everybody's kind of caravanning down through these muddy trails and stuff, and then you get to a big hole, and everybody pulls off, and the coolers open up, and the music gets cranked up, and then they're watching people just through the mud hole and hang out for a while, and then you go on to the next one. But honestly, just a great group of people, and what a heck of an event. I mean, $44,000 this year raised for St. Jude, and they've been doing this for either I think this is their 7th year. They've raised over $300,000 over that period of time for St. Jude. So
that's great.
Just a heck of an event, bunch of great people, and all just getting together for a great cause. And it was fun to be able to be there and then finally throw together a video. And I was stumped at how to present it for a long time, and I was like, this is what's happening now.
Yep. It's hard sometimes to come up with, like you were saying, inspiration for how you're going to get this video to make it look good, because you can just throw clips together and.
But it was totally different. Like, I'm used to racing. This is a whole different thing. Right. Like that ain't gonna play.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to put a video together because it would look bad. Yeah.
It amazes me.
Just don't sleep. It's fine.
Well, I like
overrated.
Just a normal everyday life, and you guys find time to do it. Just amazing.
Yeah, we try anyway.
We do what we can.
Yeah.
It's, for somebody like, those who can do in terms of racing, and those who can't, make videos and
about
on the internet.
Yeah.
So there you go. Problem solved.
That's it.
No, it's gonna be a really cool 2019. We've got some great sponsors on board, and honestly, like I said, the Racer in a Wreck thing, we still got to come up with a good name, but that's happening. So it's 100%. Have any
suggestions while we got you here and on the spot? This is we're going to put all of you guys, everybody who comes.
If the BBC is watching, this is not a Top Gear ripoff at all.
But we're going to put you guys in a Razor 800, and you run a set course, and we're going to post your time.
We're talking no power steering, box stock. This is a clone of the one that Plank just blew up.
It's not the same one, though. Don't worry.
Yeah, but then the non-power steering ones were easier to drive than a car with power steering without power steering.
Right? Exactly. So. Are we going to put a quickener in it?
Might. I still got one.
That'll change it up.
I'd like to see him out there just whipping the wheel.
Let's put it on backwards.
That would be, or like just put it on there, but take the power steering off.
6 turns lock.
6 turns lock to lock.
We'll get you that suicide now. Look at the tractor.
With a semi-steering wheel.
Yeah.
Instead of 2 to 1, it'll be 1 to 10.
Yeah.
That'll be great.
Put them back to back.
So, you guys have any name suggestions? Or are you still Racer in a Wreck or something like that? Or
Racer in a Wreck's pretty good.
Racer in a Wreck.
It seems to stick. I can't think of anything that I like better than it.
That's a pretty good name.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything that, I don't know. What'll happen is I'll go to bed tonight. I'll stay up till 2 because you guys asked me that question. And then I'm going to have to text the group at like 3 a.m., wake everybody up and go, I got it. And you guys will be like,
wake us up. I got that thing on mute all the time.
Well, Chad will be like, that sucks.
Yeah. Mine's always saying message.
Yeah. Mine's on mute. I read it like a digest. I wait till there's about 100 messages and then kind of go back through. But but that is happening. We talked to Cody from CW Motorsports, and he is hoping to get the buggy to us at their banquet on January 19th. So it's a thing. This is happening.
Yep.
So we're going to have a launch party probably sometime around the beginning of the season. I don't think right at the beginning, but maybe late March, early April. We want to make sure the ground is firm enough to
Where at your place?
Yeah, it's gonna be at his place.
Okay.
We're looking at probably a mile and a half.
And you're not far from here, are you?
No, about 10 minutes. 15 minutes.
We'd looked at a longer track, but then we started doing the math. I'm like, that's like an 8-minute lap, which is a really long time on video. So we're gonna pare that down to about a mile and a half. So
that'd be good.
Yeah.
I mean, that way,
kind of a quick, dirty lap.
And, you'll be running about 2-minute lap, 3-minute lap, whatever it is, roughly, kind of depending how open we leave it. But that way you can run a couple laps and, kind of get the feel for it.
We'll ride with you for a lap or two and kind of, take it, point out the track.
That takes the fun out.
No, then we'll turn you loose on it.
No, then we turn you loose and we hop out.
No, we just nothing. You go out there and warm the car up and go.
Yeah.
That makes it fair.
Exactly.
It does.
No arrows or anything back there. If
Well,
you take the wrong
no
turn,
arrows.
It's an open interpretation track.
Why'd that lap take you 15 minutes? Where were you?
Welcome to Illinois. What did I just do?
Obviously, I've taken a wrong turn.
Well, and part of it really came down to we got to have enough cameras situated at points to stitch together a video. I'm like, if this is a 4-mile track, we're buying a lot of cameras.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that. It should be a whole lot of fun, though.
Yeah, it should be good. I think everybody we've talked to is excited about driving the biggest piece of junk out there.
Those were the good days. I mean, when we raced 800s, man, that was so much fun, because they just don't have the, Plank made them look fast, but when we raced them, I mean, it was just like, you just row, like you're rowing a boat or something.
It's like they don't have the power to really get you in trouble.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there is something about driving a slow car fast versus driving a fast car slower. I got to be careful. This thing's going to kill me. There's Plank laughed about the no lift 800, but that's what he did some races. Just
Yep.
Yeah, that'll be pretty fun. I think that'll be awesome.
Well, and I think we're going to get one of the newer GoPros in there that does some of the telemetry. So we'll actually have a little bit of, here's how fast you were in these sections.
Yeah, so we can see the G's that you're pulling in each corner. And
G's, 2/10.
The GoPros do that?
Yeah.
Some of the
I thought only the Ames
like the Hero 6 and 7 both have telemetry. I think even the 5 had some limited.
5 you can do limited telemetry. 6 and 7s you can do full telemetry.
Yeah.
And it'll GPS map the whole course and
so we can see if you cut.
Yeah. That's the real thing.
Well,
I don't remember that 2-track being there before.
I need to read your rules.
There was no arrows in that section.
I was within 250 feet. No, it's supposed to be 25. Extra 0 you added.
Well, I think I was joking around when we were at PRI, and I told Devin I was looking for one of those automatic tape measures to put on the car. So if anybody disputes anything, I go,
with the laser.
I know what I was. Can you prove different?
I thought you were going to say you're going to have it tied into the power steering, where all of a sudden you get 26 feet and it jerks the wheel back.
It's like a shock collar. It starts getting out to get back close to home.
Ow, ow, ow.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
The shock collar would probably be funner to watch.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? But you should have the controller, if you see someone in front of you, you can push their controller and shock them.
Don't give those promoters any ideas.
That's what we need for the second season. We'll just put shock collars on them and we'll be there with the little dog remote thing, zap them in certain spots.
I'm just picturing Devin out there cutting the track. It's worth it.
Yeah, he wants to win so bad. He'll do that. I know. Yeah, you're right.
Shock them and they go crashing into a tree.
Make a bunch of whoops and then put one of those bark collars on. You say you have to be the fastest through there, because once you get the balance and you're like, it starts shocking you and stuff.
I see a lot of brake lights.
Exactly.
Well, believe it or not, we are already...
Are we already at that time?
Yeah.
We went to one subject on 10 that were in there. That's ridiculous.
But the focus of the show was local racing and what they got
hanging
planned.
Out and doing whatever.
Exactly. Now we got plenty of fodder for next time.
Yeah, just keep adding. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what we do. We always get worried about this end of the season because there's not a whole lot going on, but we always manage to fill an hour.
Babble for an hour.
I was looking at the clock going, there's no way that's right, but there it is.
Clock can't be wrong. So we have trivia for you guys.
I hope it's something better.
Now I get home field advantage here, so we're gonna go Devin, Barry.
At least you get to go first.
I had to go first last time I was on.
You guys want to switch seats or something?
No, it's all right. At least I don't look like the idiot last.
I think he was talking about you.
I do believe you're never coming on the show again, sir.
There's a joke there. I'm not going. Anyway.
Devin Smith's final episode.
You guys ready?
Sure.
Yep.
Probably
Okay.
not.
Let's do this.
What was the original name for Netflix before it was actually called Netflix?
I have no idea. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Chick Flicks.
Chick Flicks. Okay.
I will say video stream.
Okay.
Net movie watchy thing.
Nope. It was originally actually called Kibble.
See,
I thought that was a dog food.
Like the dog food. It was called Kibble.
Codename Kibble.
Glad they changed it.
Yeah, because
That wouldn't work.
No.
Kibble and chill.
that is almost.
that one. That doesn't sound good.
It's supposed to
Yeah,
be
if
the
you're
other way around. Chill and kibble.
Well, people talk about binging Netflix. You tell people you're binging Kibble, they're like, "Why are you going home eating dog food?"
Yeah.
That's almost as bad a name as Eminent Waste of Time.
So I'll remind me of a stupid stuff with Chad that has to do with dog food, and we'll do it right at the end.
Okay.
I got stupid things for every subject.
I think I have not heard this one. So.
Okay. Question number 2. While we're talking about Netflix, what percentage of network traffic in the world is Netflix responsible for?
Ooh. I'll say 18%.
23.
I'm going to go a little higher. I'll go 35.
You got it. It's 15, actually, but you're close enough. He said 18, it was 15.
Nice.
Lowest without going over.
Yeah. It was
That's
surprising.
still an amazing amount.
Yeah, that's
You think
a lot.
about all the
Consider
network traffic.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot. All right.
If I'm remembering the stats right, that's still less than porn.
See, now I can get the rest wrong. I got one right. Count letters.
Yeah, you got that over.
Undefeated through 2 questions.
Okay, question number 3. What small gland attached to the brain exerts control over growth in humans, obviously?
Well, it's a good thing I'm not a doctor because I don't know that either.
Growthy gland.
You can do what doctors do and guess.
I have no idea. I'm not even. I don't even know what to say. Hemorrhoid gland.
Hemorrhoid gland.
Hemorrhoid
Pain in the head.
I don't think I don't think that's going to be right. I'll just go there.
Actually, I think I know this, and I'm probably gonna regret it.
I think I do too, but yeah, I'm going to go with the water boy and say medulla oblongata.
Okay, I'm just
Because he got all
replaying it in my toothbrush.
my mama said.
That would be the pituitary gland.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's
See,
exactly what I
I
was going to say. Yeah.
I was just thinking of the rewording the Honda one. Mama says all those Honda boys are mad because they got all that noise and no horsepower.
Bobby Bouthé.
Yeah.
All right, question number 4. Why do dressing rooms in like department stores have half doors or curtains as opposed to a full door?
So that the retailer can see if you're stealing.
Okay.
You stole my. So the person can see if there's someone in it.
Okay.
In case there's a fire, they can get out.
No, it is actually because it makes a person in the dressing room feel pressure because they see people walking by, and it makes them make choices quicker about clothes.
It doesn't work for me then.
Yeah, that's
We have an off-camera visitor here that just is like, I figured it was something to do with fire code. Like you can't get trapped in the room, you can duck out.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
No, they said when you're in the dressing room and you see people walking by, it makes you feel pressure because there's other people out there waiting to get in. Or
Well, is that why bathroom doors are short too?
Ah,
maybe.
you better write that one down.
That could be
Um,
What are you buying in a bathroom?
Well,
Depends on where you're at. Truck stop bathroom. Or,
Whoa.
he means cologne.
Next question.
Question number 5. Why did McDonald's discontinue the use of their little coffee stirring sticks that they had? You know, they used to have them.
Yeah.
We all saw them. And they're
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
a little paddle thing.
I never thought about the fact I haven't seen those in years.
Yeah, they discontinued them. Why?
was it people leaving it in their drinks and trying to take a drink and swallow it, and
People would be that stupid.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna guess something dumb here and say that there was sometimes it would melt and would go into the coffee. I don't know.
Okay.
environmentalists getting upset about them like they are the straws.
Yeah,
it's the war on straws.
The wood, trees, save the trees, yes.
No, actually what it is cocaine addicts were taking them and using them to do cocaine. So they got rid of them.
Boy, I would have never guessed that.
So, yeah.
You should ask that question every time you have a guess and see which one gets it right.
What is wrong with this country?
A lot would be my first guess. A lot is wrong.
Like they're not just going to find something else to use, like a business card or whatever.
Yeah, but I think
one of these days he's going to make us local racers look kind of smart. You know?
I know.
Just give us some easy questions.
Yeah.
What's the name of Polaris' sport utility?
Which way do you turn to tighten a bolt? Righty tighty.
Well, it depends.
Well, is it a steering pump bolt or is it a? Yeah.
All right. Question number 6. What is another common name for the monarch butterfly?
Oh, gosh.
You're a butterfly expert, right, Devin?
Yes, I sharpen colored pencils, too. I don't have a clue. The yellow mysterious animal.
Yellow mysterious
I
animal.
remember seeing that at the zoo.
That was on that placard, right?
Nailed it.
Hard butterfly.
I've just always known him for monarch.
Yep.
Yeah, me too. A fly thing.
Fly thing.
I also did not realize they had a common name besides their actual name.
Right.
Yeah.
Orange butterfly.
They call it milkweed butterfly.
Oh, makes sense now because that's what they.
Who calls it that? The one person who wrote that question?
Yeah.
Yes. No, they hang around milkweed.
Yes,
They
people
do.
say don't cut or spray weeds along the highway for that reason because it kills the milkweed, and
Yeah.
that's what they.
I've never once heard anybody call it that, though.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
haven't,
neither have I.
Okay. My wife gave Doug the answer for this one.
But I knew it already anyways.
Yeah.
So I've kind of
She
got a
was
leg
giving
up.
him answers to trivia, and I told her to shush your pie hole.
But to be fair, I actually legitimately knew this one before she even said anything.
Probably.
Why didn't she help us?
Okay, question number 7. What color M&M was retired to make way for the blue M&Ms in 1995?
You know,
I'm
way
gonna go
back.
ask Doug's wife. I'll be.
You got to go way back in your chocolate history here.
I think I know which one it is.
Well, I don't know. I've heard about it. I'm gonna go with purple, just because Barry's shirt's purple.
Yellow.
Okay.
Tan.
It is tan.
Remember, there used to be the
Yes,
tan
I
M&Ms?
do remember.
Yeah. As soon as you hear it, you're like, oh, yeah.
I remember
actually
the
did it.
tan one, yeah.
They still have yellow M&Ms, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
It was such
I'm an
a
idiot.
it was such a boring color. Like
Tan.
why would you? Yeah. Candy's supposed to be like eye popping. You know, make
Right.
people want it.
All right, question number 8.
Now the real question is: are they still going to be able to make blue ones after Sinister
No,
sues them
no.
for making blue M&Ms?
No, those are sinister M&Ms now.
Zing!
Shot across the bow.
Filled with 1 drop of diesel each.
Dang.
All right, question number 8. What is another name for the card game Patience?
I know what I think it should be.
Insomnia.
Solitaire?
Yeah.
War.
Barry got it right. Solitaire.
Hey.
My first thought was Solitaire. I didn't want to just copy his answer, but have you ever played War?
Yeah.
It either is over in 2 minutes or it's a 3-hour thing.
Yes.
Like somebody gets down to 2 cards and then somehow they get half the deck back.
Yeah.
My daughter wants to play that game and I'm like, oh,
No.
well, let me block out the rest of my life.
We've only got 14 cards.
Yeah.
I figured it probably was Solitaire, but
like
I didn't want to
Monopoly.
steal your answer.
Yeah, Monopoly's
You could've.
forever.
Yeah.
I don't know if a game of Monopoly's ever actually been finished without someone just throwing the stuff down and saying, I quit.
Yeah.
Funny quick story on that. My wife and I, we got married. We've been married almost 18 years, coming up in February will be 18. We, in our first year of marriage, played Monopoly, and we got so mad at each other, just the 2 of us. We literally went in different rooms and didn't talk for a couple hours. I mean, we were furious with each other. So fast forward about 5 years from then. So we've been married, 5 or 6 years, something like that. And we thought, we've matured. We've been married, we should be fine.
We can play.
45 minutes in, same thing. We both just stood up and stormed off in the other room, and we have not played Monopoly since.
I only win whenever I'm the banker. I don't know why.
Because you're robbing the bank.
One for me.
Sounds like the American economy as a whole.
That's right.
You only win if you're in the banking industry.
Yep. Okay, question number 9. Who was the first Beatles bass player?
You've asked this one before.
Nope, I have not.
You sure? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Who's the bass player for Metallica?
Which one?
Cliff
The
Burton?
first one.
Cliff Burton?
Yeah.
That would have been a thing. I think he would have been like 3
no
at the
idea.
time.
No comment.
Okay.
The only bass player I know is Doug Southworth.
Yeah, so he was it?
Oh,
I think
man.
Doug-
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Doug Salworth. Why am I here doing
You
the show
age,
with you?
really,
then?
you age really good. You know that?
He's sucking the life out of me.
It's either that or Brent Michaels.
Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing it wasn't Paul McCartney then. So
Wasn't he the guitarist?
No, he played bass.
Did he play bass?
Yeah.
Yep. He played that big Hofner bass that looked like a violin sideways.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Shoot, I didn't know they had one. Eric Clapton.
Stu Sutcliffe.
Stu.
Don't know him.
Yeah, I know Steve.
Wait, isn't there like a musician guy named Stu on The Simpsons or something?
No, that's Family Guy. Stewie.
Stu.
The baby.
I thought there's some guy named
Yeah,
Stu on The
Stewie the
Simpsons. I
baby.
thought too.
I don't know.
I don't know. I thought maybe it was a rip on that.
Eh,
Stu Sutcliffe.
I think you
There's
guys
a
are
re-
actually right. It was Doug.
Yeah.
In another life. Disco Stu.
Disco Stu, yes.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yep. All right, question number 10, last one. Are pumpkins fruits or vegetables?
Vegetable.
Fruit, because I got to go against Devin.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, they're-
I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
they're a
Yeah.
fruit.
Yeah, I'm wrong.
It is a fruit.
Yeah, because it
Very
has seeds and stuff and whatever. I don't know. I'm rambling.
I'm rambling. I had no idea, so you could have said fruit.
I just
would
knew
have said
Devin was
vegetable.
likely to be wrong. So no.
I am. You guys got weird questions. That's all I got to say. No.
All right, kibble us.
Yep, with the dog food story. So, my sister and brother-in-law were renovating the first house that they were living in, and I went over to visit them. I had my son with me, and he was, I don't know, like 3 or 4 at the time, whatever.
Today is his 17th birthday,
Yeah, he's
by the way.
17 today.
Oh, happy
Yeah.
birthday.
He's old. I'm old.
You're old. I'm slightly older, if it makes you feel any better.
No, not really. If that means you'll die slightly sooner, I know that.
Oh, no, you're dying in a blaze of something, not even glory, just blaze of something long before I go.
That's fine, whatever. So,
Anyways.
we're over there, and they're renovating and all this, so they got kind of just stuff everywhere. All of a sudden, we see my son come walking into the room we were all in, and he's just like eating something. He had taken the dog food, stuffed in his pocket, and walking around just snacking on dog food, little pellets going around. It's like, what are you eating? He pulls it out and shows me his hand just full of dog food. Like, well, I suppose it could be worse, but let's not eat any more of it.
It says right on the
And
back
this is-
contains real
this is
chicken and
current?
beef.
Like here recently?
No, he did that when he's like 3 or 4.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Well, I think we all done that when we were 3 or 4.
Yeah. No.
But his hair was really nice and shiny after that.
Oh, yeah.
I missed that part about
And his-
3 and 4, and he's telling me, I'm like, oh, I like
And
that.
his stomach wasn't and his stomach wasn't upset. So
No,
important.
he was fine.
It worked out good.
My mom ate cat food by mistake when she was pregnant with me.
That explains a lot.
And I'm not even the cat freak here, Steve.
Steve. Not me, Steve.
Steve.
But yeah, she was
see it
standing
now.
there. She's, like 7 or 8 months, pregnant with me, and she's
Can't see
standing
her
there.
plate, and she's just eating from the cat.
She's standing there. She's standing there talking to some people in the kitchen, and just grabs it was for some reason sitting in a bowl on the counter, and just grabs a handful and.
Was it the stuff out of the can or
No, it was like
the dry?
It was whatever. It was the dry cat food, but it was
Oh, thank goodness.
whatever brand looks like the pieces look like
X's?
an X. Whatever brand
That's
is.
kitties and bits.
Bits,
Made with real kitties.
Bitso Kitty. Well, these are the cats that didn't make it.
Yeah.
Well, fish food's made out of basically dehydrated fish, so
Oh,
why not?
That's
They love it.
cannibalism, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Fish don't mind.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Good enough.
dog food.
Yep.
Next time. Next week.
From now on, we'll just have like a snack for y'all.
I think they ought to start.
It'll be a
letting the
mystery snack.
guests
Can you
that are
identify
on
the
currently
snack?
choose next week's questions or a subject for next week's
We
question?
could. Or do an online submit your
Survey.
question
There you
for
go.
trivia.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do
To
that
you.
from time to time. Robert Higbee was pretty
Yeah, like
good
whose
about
line is it
giving us
anyways?
some.
Just shout it out.
I'll try some
We'll do it,
improv.
Yeah.
Yeah. taking your questions live.
Once I actually get reliable internet here, we could do a live one like that. Yeah. It's coming. Like probably 3 to 4 months, I will have real internet here versus like
not imaginary.
Yeah, it is imaginary.
I tell people right now that turtles carry Doug's internet in on their back, and there's just a line of turtles going down the road. You just can't
USB sticks. Jam them in. It. That's pretty darn close. Now y'all know where I live. Nowhere. Well, anyways, we're going to put a tourniquet on this bloody mess of a show. We do want to thank all of our sponsors, of course, Watch Communications for, once again, hosting the podcast and our website. You can find information for all of our sponsors on our website at eminentperformance.com. We've also got TGM Off-Road, CW Motorsports, and Spangs Fab.
Yep.
We've trimmed that down. Those are our official sponsors right now for the 2019.
Yep. And we'll take more on if anybody wants to join. But
yes.
That's
I thought you were going to say we'll take morons. I'm like, yes, I'll take anybody's money. I don't really care.
No, not moron.
Oh, okay.
Moron.
We do want to say a huge thank you. You make this show possible and shoulder a lot of the load that otherwise would probably prohibit us from doing this at all, or we could probably still do it when we're getting divorces, but it's kind of prohibited that, so we do appreciate it. Yeah. Once again, you can find us on the web at eminentperformance.com, on Facebook /Eminent Racing, and on Instagram at Eminent Racing. You can find the video version of the show on our YouTube channel. Just look for Eminent Performance. And you can find the audio version on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and iHeartRadio. As well as some other venues. I've found it other places that we haven't even posted it.
Really? People are just taking it and posting it there?
I think it's, you hit the major players and then they like iTunes has that and they kind of siphon it off and do their own thing.
What do you know?
We're in all sorts of weird places now dark corners of the internet.
We're on the dark web, is that what you're saying?
Something like that. We're being actively traded on the Russian dark internet.
Somebody's going to show up in a black van to just pick you up and be like, sir, you're sold. Come on.
Yeah.
I always knew it was going to end this way. So anyways, we'll be back next week with another jam-packed episode of I don't know if somebody will show up and we'll do a thing.
Yep. Stuff will happen.
In the meantime, no matter what you've eaten recently, thanks for riding along with us.
Thanks, guys.
I'm tired of going down, I'm tired of myself, I'm tired of this town.
You know you held that backwards, right?
It's fine.
Eminent Waste of Time, episode 63. Fail. We're going to do that again.
My phone was ding. Muting that. Because every so often it gets a whiff of internet out here, and then it's like ding, 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 ding.
We'll try that again.
He's like, yeah.
Okay, now.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Sorry.